And I think Magical Millie might be in the chat. Or at least they were briefly in... Oh, yep, they're there. There are PEVs.
Hello.
There are PEV emoji in the chat.
Oh. That's lovely.
Hello, Millie. Welcome to Kobold Time. And welcome to Pack Tactics Season 3. This is a 5th edition homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign. My name is Crash. I will be your DM for the evening. And with me are a delightful band. A crew, if you will. A bit motley, but that's okay. With me tonight are Chris, Ellie, Io, Jen, and Cindy. And, what happened last time?
We found some indestructible metal, and then we had some downtime while they're building our new ship.
Not yet.
We tried to conduct diplomacy, but it didn't really work because they decided that instead of conducting diplomacy, they would try to throw us all into space forever.
How'd that work for them?
Poorly.
Not very well. Not very well. Also, I got to be a jetpack. Well, I didn't actually get to be a jetpack, but I got to go out of the atmosphere of the pod and use my jetpack. Well,
For a
actually,
little while,
I
you were a
used my
balloon.
decanter of endless water. I used my decanter of endless water as a jetpack. Through
And
the
everyone...
magic of momentum.
Yes, and everyone else was just hearing da 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 da.
Physics!
And Millie is in chat asking if Hero can be a jetpack.
Does Hero have a decanter of endless water?
And a ticket to space. You will need both of those.
Anyway, while we were floating free in space, we tried to teleport back to the moon using some of, I believe they were Chroma's tools, or at least tools Chroma had found.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that while they were tools that Chroma had found, they were not actually Chroma's tools. And I don't know why I'm talking in third person.
Why not?
Well,
Because you can.
They were tools that are Chroma's now, but for a longer period of time, they belonged to some Ogmanites that were hanging out on top of that spire on the other side of the planet, so that's kind of where you ended up. But no harm, no foul. You were able to have a long rest, hang out in a dazzling dwelling, have a conversation with Mo about plans, trade a cipher for a map to where a meteor made of adamantine had crashed into the planet, ready for mining, that you'd be able to use to build your next ship, so that next time a cloud giant throws a giant rock at it, perhaps it will bounce off, as opposed to giving you 2 additional doors. Since the last session, I'm gonna move time forward a little bit. You do drop Daldane off. There is... Well, Mo stays behind. He says he's got a ride, so you leave Mo at the spire. But you do drop Daldane off. You go back to the moon. You let whoever needs to know, hey, by the way, we've got this idea. Fiddle Punch.
Snev!
Yes.
No.
Alright, fine.
We have a plan and we need to go a place and find a thing, and then we're going to need a bunch of people who can mine things, but not yet. Bye!
Right. Keep me informed of the She's already gone. She has already walked out of the room. Okay.
We'll keep you informed.
You know, at some point, Sniv is just going to sit us all down for an hour and ask what happened, because they also know we went to the astral plane, and we didn't answer how we got back.
We'll just let Chroma explain it to you. That'll be entertaining.
I appreciate that Millie is in chat, because they are suggesting that you should make a craft out of it when you're mining things. And I appreciate these puns. I also
that
appreciate...
is the plan. The plan is to make a craft out of it.
It is, actually.
Yes, it is. Very true. Very true. I also appreciate the Tabaxi astronaut that Millie has shared.
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
Yes. I'm not sure how the cat feels about Zero-G. Actually, they have done experiments where they let go of a cat in Zero-G. I believe it was on the Vomit Comet. And what they do is they spin in circles.
Oh!
Well, they
no.
do that trick where they spin so that their paws are facing down. But in Zero-G, there is no down.
what they spin for
So they
little
spin.
things.
Yeah, they twist in the air, which is... Don't do that to cats. Please don't. But
I bet they didn't know that would happen. You know?
cat is falling. Cat seeks to feet. Cat is annoyed. Yes, Archbeth, and thank you for joining us. So back to the plot, because there is one. You take the angel ship that you have procured while they're working on repairing the others. They're making very slow progress, but it hasn't really been that long since the last attack. And head towards the general vicinity of where this meteor impact happened. Somebody, just one person, give me a survival check.
I vote not
Mine's
me.
+9.
Oh,
I am
Yeah,
suggesting
typically-
survival because it involves map reading.
if you're +9, yours is better.
Yeah, typically Ellie's character
Yeah,
in this
do it.
campaign's been the survival expert,
Yep.
which is weird
So
because
that's,
I'm a
19.
druid.
But, well, it's druid versus ranger. I mean, they're both going to be spending a lot of times in nature.
I think we talked over Ellie's role.
It's a 19, and Crash
Okay.
can see it on the sheet.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I did not see it on the sheet,
Oh.
but that's because I was in a different tab. Now I see it. Okay, so with the 19, you're able to discern a general vicinity. I'm not going to say you pinpoint it because the map does include a significant chunk of continent to provide you with landmarks, so it doesn't fine-tune it perfectly. Also, for something large enough to build a ship out of, you would expect a really big crater. But there isn't a really big crater. Apparently it broke up on the way down and made many still relatively large but slightly smaller craters spread out over a larger area. You're able to find one of them, and the assumption is where there's one, you will find others. But you have at least found one that you can see from your vantage point in, I'm not going to say low Earth orbit because you got to be closer than that, from high enough up that you're not going to step out right away. Well,
Halo.
Chroma might.
I could step out and turn into a bird. I'll
Well, yes, that
probably
too.
be safe.
Yeah, I could do a bat.
Okay, and this is why, before the recording, before we went live, we were having a conversation about how someone might, without the use of a spaceship, fall from orbit and survive. Which, by the way, Dimension Door probably won't work.
Worth a try.
I mean, you can try it once.
True.
But I'm not going to use one of my few precious third-level spell slots on that. Even if it would be really cool.
I have a way to make it work.
Not the dimension door thing. I mean, I prepared
Yes,
flat
yes.
this morning.
I have a way to make it work with the dimension door thing.
Neat!
Oh, I should probably mention, because Chris is joining us with another character. I should have mentioned this at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you are short one wizard right now, Snacks was called away to manage some things for Aristobulus. It was decided that you wouldn't be left short-handed, so a different one of Ari's apprentices was sent in Snacks' stead. So who is this new kobold that is now shoved into an angel ship and flying through space?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. His name is Kendricks. He's a, what did I say he was? He is a green kobold. Very small, very timid.
Have
And
we
for a
run into
kobold,
him
that's
before?
saying something.
I don't remember if we've run into him.
It's okay, I'm sure he'll get over it. Well, the timid, not the small. People don't usually get over the small. Unless they cast enlarge on themselves.
I'm sure Zax has a workout routine.
It works for a while.
Step 1, lift this hammer.
Step 2, do it again.
Step 2,
Try not to
lift
throw
this
in
hammer again.
friendlies.
No, there is no again, because Zax has a couple magical items that allow them to use the hammer.
Yeah, that's true.
Kendricks does not.
Yeah.
Kendricks would be pulling that one scene from Avengers Age of Ultron where it just doesn't move.
Yep.
All right, but like I've said, you are fairly high up, but you do see a crater in what was otherwise a forest, but there is a wonderful ring of trees that go out for quite a ways that are all bent over away from this center point that is a concave hole in the ground.
Well, let's head there then.
Probably where it landed. There's got to be something there.
Is there a flat place to land?
Well, now there is.
Convenient.
Fair enough.
Archibald is better than a convex hole. I would be concerned about the laws of physics.
I mean, that's basically what the mountain on the other side of the planet is.
Accurate. So you have landed over to the side on a bunch of trees, but the trees are conveniently laying over with most of the branches ripped off of them, so it's not too bad.
Trees up.
Try not to trees up.
All right, well, let's find that metal.
Let's.
Alright.
Oh, I'm piloting the ship, aren't I?
I think so.
Probably.
Hope so. Wasn't me.
Unless you decided that JR is piloting it.
No. I was reminded that I had to mark all my spell slots off.
Okay. I remember the one time you weren't flying, it was like, I've got spells.
Right.
I just heard a iPhone go make a message noise.
That
JR
was
got
mine.
mail.
I apologize.
Oh, okay, that was you.
That was mine. I've got it constantly on because I've got multiple notifications set up for PlayStation 5s.
Oh,
I'm waiting
okay.
for one to go off somewhere.
Good luck.
I have mine constantly on vibrate because I'm constantly teaching classes and I don't want it to interrupt me, which is why I missed a text from my art supervisor around 2 o'clock today. But, oh well. Yeah, apparently it's something that can wait until morning, and we're both in the same meeting tomorrow morning at 8, so it's fine.
There you go.
Okay, so you hop out of the ship, which the way it's designed, the hatch is a bit lower to the ground than the pile of scrap formerly known as the Red Star. And you see a giant hole in the ground.
Neat! I go
And a
over
lot
and
of
peer over
footprints.
the edge.
And a lot of footprints.
A lot of footprints. A significant number of footprints of varying sizes.
I draw my bow.
JR is very impressed with the level of artwork that you put into your drawing.
It's not very good, but if you practice, then you're going to get better.
The important thing is that you have shown the essence of the bow. It is very expressive.
Thank you.
In all seriousness, the footprints are of 2 types. Really big and really small.
Are we
Are
talking?
they... Can I identify what kind of footprints they are? Like, who might have left them?
I won't even require a roll, because you've recently faced some cloud giants, so you know what their footprints look like.
Are the small ones kobold?
The small ones are definitely kobolds.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough.
The cloud
And there's
giant-
nothing in the middle of the... Is there anything in the middle of the crater?
There is, imagine if you will, a smaller crater inside the larger crater, where perhaps something incredibly large was removed.
They took the pit out of the avocado. Okay.
Oh, right!
that's
I
not
guess
good.
we need to go track them down to get the meteor thing and rescue a bunch of kobolds.
Also, there's
Yes.
some bumps over there.
So just for
Bumps.
Some
clarification,
bumps?
just for clarification, storm giants bad, yes?
Cloud giants bad.
Yes.
There have been no
Storm
cloud
giants
giants.
probably would be too,
yes.
but cloud
And,
giants are pretty bad, yeah.
Cloud
They
Giants
enslaved
destroyed our last
kobolds.
ship. They're the reason we need a new ship.
Okay. Oh,
And they
okay.
showed up because a bunch of kobolds escaped from them to us, and
Looks like they've taken them back.
And the kobolds that escaped from the cloud giants took a tower on a flying cloud with them.
yeah, they did do that.
I'm going to go find out what the bumps are.
Okay.
I'll
They
go
look
with.
fresh. Like fresher than the crater, and the crater is relatively fresh.
Okay.
By bumps, do you mean animal droppings?
Oh no,
No.
these are if these are animal droppings, look out for a dragon or a Tarrasque. No,
Okay.
these bumps are maybe 4 feet by 5 feet each. They're small mounds.
Do they look like graves?
Oh,
Do we have anyone who can move Earth?
Zenosha?
Yes.
Can we shear off the top of the bumps here?
Okay, I'll do so. You guys know I'm more than just a digger, right? You had me
Absolutely.
dig out the hangar for a week straight.
We know, and I wouldn't ask if I had a shovel.
Okay,
I
I
appreciate-
promise I'll build something for that cantrip. Actually, wait, I do not promise that because it is not on my class's spell list, so belay that one.
Chroma has invented a shovel.
I would offer to help, but I'm not wasting a 5th level spell slot.
That's
I
fair.
also appreciate Millie's recent comment in chat, seriousness in my campaign? Well, Millie, it's more likely than you think. All right, so you move Earth, and a bunch of buried geese pop out. This is not true.
It's pure geese.
But I thought I would reference what also Millie decided was important enough to include both in Twitch chat and in Discord chat. You care that
It's a
much
fair
about
call.
it, so I will share. What you instead find is definitely a kobold body.
Oh no.
I rebury it.
It was very fresh.
That's what I was worried about.
Do we recognize?
No.
And we don't have anyone in the party who can do anything about that.
No, not yet.
How many?
I think reviv. Oh no, and it's definitely been more than revivify anyway.
Yeah, that would be a
That's
5th
only
level.
a minute.
How many other little bumps are out here?
Just eyeballing it, maybe 30 to 50.
Ooh.
Okay, let's cover this one back up. And
Already done.
all right.
All right, we got to find out who did.
My guess would be the cloud
I have
giants.
a
But would they
theory.
bury them? I mean, do they care that much?
No, but if there were still some kobolds that they were forcing for labor, the kobolds might have been able to stick around long enough to bury them.
Yeah, I
30 or
kind of am guessing those kobolds got worked to death.
Let's follow those footprints.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to require another survival check.
Can I cast Fortune's Favor at 2nd level onto our ranger?
What does that
What
do?
does that do?
You
Jinx,
have
Elio's Minnesota.
you have a D20 that you can use as an additional roll at any time for an
Okay,
hour.
well, you just rolled an 11, so I'm going to say
Yeah.
that right now, the tracks disappear among all of the trees and ripped off branches.
So I will use Fortune's Favor. And
There you go.
I'm glad I cast that.
that's a 14.
Okay, you are
I can
able to
help.
follow the tracks a bit further into the broken down trees.
I was saying
Can I use my inspiration?
I can use Flash of Genius to give her a +4.
A +4 to the most recent roll will be enough.
Oh, well, that's an 18, so I don't have to use my inspiration.
Okay.
I'm using up all our bad rolls, guys.
That's fine.
And-
Fortune Favor's only at 2nd level. I still have plenty of those.
Tabaxi suddenly appears and tries to tell you the true story of Christmas before they're drug off by a tiefling and a dwarf, who apparently are dad and father, according to the Tabaxi, and that side plot disappears.
That's the
All right,
weirdest
so-
family I've ever seen.
Wait until you see their grandpa. But moving forward, which is exactly what you're doing. Who that grandpa is might surprise you.
I
You
just want
are
to say that was twice in a row that visually the die looked like it was going to land on a 20 and then landed on a really low number.
It's the worst, isn't it?
I wonder if they've built that into the animation.
I believe they have, just to have that terrible feeling.
Oh, that is incredibly mean.
All that happens is they wanted to make them realistic. It happens.
Okay, so you are in fact able to find the tracks and follow them, and it does take a bit of time. I'm going to say you're getting close to early evening by the time you start encountering more trees that have been knocked over, and at that point, the tracks aren't necessarily something that you need to follow anymore because you just look for which way the trees are pointing and go the other way, and that's going to take you towards another crater most likely.
All right, giants.
Not here, but I thought that if I let you know this information, if there was anything you wanted to do to prepare before you got closer.
I would like to...
Oh, I summoned my Eldritch Cannon.
Who's the big hitter?
Well, if it
And me.
works. Mostly her.
Everyone in the party is a tank except for you.
Nice. Okay. I will spend a minute and cast Gift of Alacrity onto... You're agility based. Onto the Barbarian.
Okay, what's it do?
When we start a fight, you can add a D8 to your initiative roll.
But the barbarian's the healer.
That lasts for 8 hours, by the way.
Wow. Okay. D8.
So any fight we get into for the next 8 hours, you can add a D8 to your initiative.
Okay.
Okay. And I assume that you all chant how quiet you are as you approach.
Just tradition, isn't it?
It is tradition, but maybe you should all roll stealth checks.
Yeah. Okay.
At disadvantage if you're choosing not to be stealthy.
I'm at disadvantage of stealth anyway because I'm actually going to use some armor. So let's see what happens.
Well, it looks like I'm not going to have to roll for JR.
Oh, right, I forgot sidekick is gone.
I've got an 8.
And I don't know how to roll with disadvantage with the D1.
Oh, wait.
I just rolled twice.
My number's not right. Let me roll again. Okay, my number was right. The 8 is the lower of the 2 rolls.
Okay. Well, your mighty wizard has rolled a 4.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's
So
okay
my
because
10 isn't the lowest.
the ranger rolled a 6.
Which is
As did the druid.
As did the druid.
like
No, the ranger rolled a 10 because I have advantage. So I get to
So
pick
that's
which of
a
the 2.
9.
Oh, you rolled twice. Okay. There's also the option if you're looking at the character sheet. I believe you can right click and pick roll with advantage.
There is. I just forgot to do it.
Okay. Well, I forgot to until just this moment, so I thought I would remind you of everything that I just remembered.
Cool.
So you're not very sneaky, but in your defense, you're used to the trees standing up, not laying down, and this
It's
is throwing
true.
everything off.
Yeah, this is a really weird forest.
Yeah.
Since we're all terrible at stealth, I'm going to go ahead and blow my horn of heroism.
Why not? What does it do?
It gives everybody 4 temporary hit points and immunity to being frightened until your next long rest.
You hear a voice say, "Keep it down! I'm trying to sleep!"
Where is it coming from?
Underneath one of the trees.
Under one of the trees?
Under one of the trees that's fallen over, yeah.
Hey, we have news for the bosses. Where are they?
Right now, very far away from here, which is pretty good. They said they wanted to get a cup of coffee, which is weird because we were kind of dropped off and they don't have a means of transportation. I
Which
think we
direction?
decided we were very annoying.
Which direction?
I don't know. Look, we're on our break. We got to go back to mining the meteor in the morning, which is very annoying because, bright light and all that.
Right.
Could you keep it down? The one giant that stayed behind might come over and check things out if you don't.
Where's he?
Not here, which is pretty good.
Okay, not here, but maybe which direction?
I
You don't know.
honestly don't know. I woke up
Okay.
like this.
Okay, sorry, we'll
that's
try
fair.
to be quieter.
Just
Can
a
I
warning,
find
a
what
fight may break out soon.
Probably.
Oh, please don't do that within your shot.
Can I find where the giant footprints break off?
It's not so much that they break off, but that they're all over the place. People have been walking, and giant and kobold alike have been walking all over the place here. So it's hard to follow just one set.
Guys, I have a great idea.
Okay.
We go, out of earshot, over that away. Well, mostly out of earshot.
Okay.
And they said if we make enough noise, the giant who stayed behind will probably show up. So let's go over away from where there are sleeping people and then make a lot of noise.
FYI, I wasn't saying out of earshot because of the sleeping thing. Well, also because of the sleeping
I was
thing.
trying to...
I rolled really well on my perception check. They can kill us with a word.
Word?
Mm-hmm.
That's not...
Yeah, you're telling me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for lying to you. I figured it was safer if we lied to you, but don't worry. We're scarier than they are.
Can you kill me by saying a single word?
No.
I can kill you without saying a single word.
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
Now I'm terrified of you too. That works. But that's also par for the course, so I don't really know what I expected. Anyway, Grint thought it would be fun to punish one of us and said the command word while there were a bunch of us hanging around, and that's why there's only 7 of us left.
Jeez.
Wait, okay, is Grinch...
The command word?
Would I have
Uh-huh.
any idea what kind of magic that would be?
a small kobold climbs out from their little burrow under the tree, and you can see they're pretty much wearing rags, carrying a pickaxe, and they have a collar around their neck.
What's with the collar?
Hi, I'm Orsma.
Oh,
Chroma, you're up.
Okay.
that's arcane. That's gotta be.
What's that
Yeah,
thing?
Chroma
you
and
do?
Chris, your character's name I'm already forgetting. I'm gonna
Hendrix.
Kendricks. I'm gonna mention both your names in motion to both of you. See if you can help these guys out, get these things off of them.
Can I
Please don't.
look at the collar?
Why? What happens?
If you try to take it off, it activates.
I'm not gonna touch it. I just want to have a look at it.
We have one
Give
wizard
me a
and one mad
persuasion check.
scientist.
Sorry, what? I missed.
Give me a persuasion check if you want to come over and look at it.
17.
Okay.
Rolled real well.
You know that deer in headlights expression?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to look at it.
Can we
Okay.
make Arcana checks now?
You
Yes.
may make Arcana checks.
Yay. 21.
24.
That's it? Okay, see, that's what I was expecting.
I rolled poorly. I rolled better on the persuasion check.
You both got over 20.
It's still good.
I was still at 13.
Okay. So it doesn't take too much intuition. This collar is somehow enchanted so that when it is activated, either by trying to take it off without someone using something to disable it, or if somebody does something to activate it, it will constrict.
Ugh.
That's cold.
Actually, once it warms up a bit to your body temperature, it's quite
Not what I
comfortable.
meant.
Oh no!
But also, I'm cold-blooded, so that doesn't happen very often.
All of the kobolds here.
All 7 of us that are left, yeah.
Right. Who's ready to go?
Not it.
Not you. No.
I kind of want to try and dispel it.
Please don't.
I don't think he's up for that. 'Cause
In my practiced opinion, can these sorts of things activate if the person they're being activated if the item being activated is currently in an extra dimensional space?
I mean, in order to get it into the extra-dimensional space, you will have to take the kobold and put the kobold into the...
Yes. Let me just find my
We're not putting a kobold
feature.
in a bag of holding.
No, we are not putting a kobold in a bag
No.
of holding.
Please do not put me on a bag of holding again.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Bag of holding.
No, you do. You have
have a
mine.
bag. Oh right, I have yours. But
Yeah, and there's spam in
anyway,
there, so they'd have food at least. Well,
Well,
a reasonable
just-
facsimile.
Yeah.
Trying to find my particular artificer feature that lets me stick a particular spell in an item, and I can't figure out which item has it in there, but I'm pretty sure I know which spell is in there. Is it in here? Is it on here? It's gotta be here somewhere. It says... Okay. Maybe it's on one of my artisan's tools?
I can see Chroma saying this out loud, actually digging around for this. You know?
Yeah. Meanwhile, the gun turret that Chroma summoned earlier is just swiveling around while propped on Chroma's shoulder, going, "I am ready to kill some giants. Where are the giants? I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to shoot them. Where are they? Where are they? I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my!
Please be quiet. I...
This is my quiet voice.
Oh, okay.
I learned it from Daldane.
Oh...
Is that thing got a mute button, Chroma?
I'll put
Never
that on
mind.
the list.
Yeah.
Anyway, D&D Beyond decided to eat my notes, whichever one I stuck the note on, but I am pretty sure that the spell I put in my spell storing item was Rope Trick.
Ah, so you're saying I've got to climb a rope?
I don't know.
I have very delicate fingers. They blister easily.
It's okay. The rope can be like up to 60 feet long. That means that it could actually be a really tiny rope if you like, so we can put the extra dimensional entrance right down here on the ground, and it'll last an hour, and you can hide in it, and that should be long enough for us to deal with the giants. Okay?
Okay. That's really
I don't
good to hear.
understand.
because, and
At
they
least
sort of
the
like shake their head in a direction, and I just did the motion, but this is an audio format, so of course none of you saw me doing that. And you become acutely aware that there is the sound of singing.
I cast it right now.
Okay,
I draw my bow.
this is great. What about the other 6?
It can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures, and we are small.
Okay,
And then you pull, and then when you're all in there, you pull the rope in behind you, and it will vanish, and no one will be able to see you.
okay, I'm gonna go find them real quick. I'll be right back. Don't let them say a command word while I'm gone.
Okay. I
And
don't know what it
Orsma
is,
runs
so, okay.
Yeah, Orsma is totally going to tell you the command word that, when uttered, causes Orsma to die.
Yeah, I expected that.
Yep.
That's why I was kind of wanting to just spell it, because they seem like that kind of a person.
No, there was some
So-
sarcasm there. Orsma's not going to say that word, and if you asked Orsma point blank to say it out loud, they would just stare at you with more deer in headlights.
So where's the singing coming from?
Not from inside the crater, from off into the ruined woods, but not in the same direction you came from.
I'm heading that way.
With your
Going
perception, I would say, with your passive perception, I would say it doesn't 100% sound like it is sober singing.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
That, or they were not classically trained. Possibly both.
And
I'm
now
running
I'm
until I
going.
can. I'm running until I can see what's making the singing sound.
Okay. Well, you're a kobold. You can see pretty well in the dark. So you run for a ways to the point where you can't see over the edge of the crater anymore, but you do see several cloud giants heading this way. Some of them are carrying what appear to be giant proportioned bottles. A few of them have one arm draped over another one to steady each other from the looks of it, and they're having somewhat limited success.
All right,
So I'm going to do something that's like gonna be a really, really bad idea. So if I get squished, one of you pick up the body and take me home so that I can get unsquished.
If your mom needs to cast resurrection on you, she is going to be very upset.
Yeah.
You're
All
going to
right,
get a lecture
do
from
the
your
thing.
mom if you die.
Do the
Yeah,
thing.
she's
I'll
gonna
bring
be
you
so
home.
mad at me if I die.
Humility. Yeah. All right.
Marwise has more
Anyway.
resurrection spell than your mom, but Marwise isn't going
Oh.
to keep that secret for long.
I'm gonna be a diversion, and I'm gonna be a diversion looking like a gnome, not a kobold, so that they don't immediately say the command word.
All right, just be careful because I'm
Disguise
going to throw
self.
this hammer at them. So,
Okay, are you sure it's a good idea for you to be the diversion? Because we might. It sounds like we might need you pretty soon to cast rope trick.
I already cast rope trick.
Yeah, the rope is just
Oh,
hanging
the
there
one-
right now.
Okay, all right.
Also, I
Yeah,
have an AC of 22.
So suddenly you see a gnome in front of you wearing half plate with a very energetic gun turret on their shoulder.
And if I have one more round to cast things, do I?
Let me check.
I did not hear that answer.
I said, let me check.
Oh.
So
What am I
here's
supposed
the
to go
issue.
We've got some giants that are really drunk and singing, and Chroma's going to do a thing.
Okay.
Chroma looks like
Chroma's-
a gnome right now.
Yeah,
And-
Chroma looks like a gnome, and they're going to act as a diversion while we wait for the other kobolds to hide in the rope trick space.
Okay.
Okay.
And we are not near the other kobolds.
No, we're not near them anymore. We moved.
So
How
far as
are
you
we
know,
from-
Orsma went to go find the others.
That's true. We
Right.
don't know exactly
But as
where
far
they
as we know, we are not near Orsma.
Orsma did run in
And
a
I have
direction
rolled-
away from you, yes.
And in case it's important, I have rolled a 26 for initiative.
I rolled
Okay.
a 24.
are. Oh, let me roll.
Oh,
You
are we
remember,
rolling
Jen, you had
initiative
a
now?
a D8 as
Apparently.
well.
I have an 18.
Roll a D8 as well, Jen.
Plus 1d8.
8.
Um,
All right, the D8 is an 8.
So 19 plus
so
What was
an
it?
18 plus 8
Yeah.
is a 26.
26?
So we're going on the same turn.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I helped.
Yes.
So the
I'm
heavy
just
hitters
glad the
get to
Daldane
come out
isn't here.
first.
yeah.
Gift
I'm
of
just-
alacrity, man. So good.
I'm just really glad that Daldane isn't here to just, end this fight in one turn.
That'd be great, though. Okay.
I wish all cloud giants ceased to exist.
Oh no.
Would Daldane go as far as genocide?
No, Daldane would just do meteor swarm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Can I say how much I appreciate the sentence, Daldane would just do meteor swarm? Which would be kind of fitting considering you're next to a giant crater.
Mm.
I haven't put in all the initiative numbers yet, but I'm going to do a bit more RP before we get to that point anyway. And then I will catch up. So
Daldane is a very friendly person, but not necessarily a nice person.
Nice to Daldane's friends. So I rolled a perception check for the inebriated cloud giants.
Okay.
Anyway?
I am, as things are going on, hurrying towards the giants.
Okay.
Yes. You asked if you had one more turn to cast a spell. Well, they seem to have noticed you because I rolled quite high for their perception check. And you have a very happy to be there turret.
Hopefully they've missed me and not everyone else yet.
Hey,
Hello?
you're not supposed to be here. This is our meteor.
Is it? I didn't realize.
It's got our names on it.
It does? You should look.
I mean, no, it's right over there. And they point towards the crater that you are too short to see over the top of it, but they are quite tall, so they can see that they have carved their names in the side of the meteor.
Huh.
I don't see your name on it.
You don't know my name.
Well, let's see. The names that are on it are Medica, Trollmannen, Spider. It's not Spider, it's Speeder. That's what I said, Spider. I hate you so much.
So, I have no idea what's going on in game terms right now. Are we in initiative?
Not quite yet. No one's done any attacks. And this
really
one...
hope-
Sorry?
I really hope that Chroma knows to stay 10 feet away from them.
Oh, dear. Anyway, this more
Maybe
talkative
more.
cloud giant is continuing to list names. And Blammin and Stret and Grint, but we crossed
Well-
his name out because he's a jerk.
Well, they're
And
listing
Soldak.
names. What is the general status of the area around them? Are they in an area where there's a lot of, like, brush or assorted things, or are they near enough to the crater that it's...
There are fallen trees, but no loose branches, or even smaller non-loose branches. All of that was blasted away from the impact, but there are some quite large logs that used to be trees, some of which appear to have been kicked out of the way at some point to create a path.
So
Basically, my question
electric
here
loop.
is, if something catches fire, is it going to be horrible, everything burns down time?
Probably.
Maybe.
So, I could just aim up.
Oh my gosh, Cindy, that gif.
What is this? Oh, no.
I mean, I'm going
Baby
to realize
Yoda with a
Point
fire
not on the
background.
ground, and they're taller than the remaining trees, and
Well, there's no such thing as remaining trees in this area, but yes,
Yeah,
they're taller
they're-
than
The,
the
then
ground
the sideways
effects.
trees.
Are they clumped
it
enough?
depends
that-
on how long the trees have been knocked over.
They
Are
are
not more than a month.
clustered up. They were leaning on each other.
So a fireball, like, aimed at one of the center one's heads.
Yeah, that's
Might
what I'm
hit
doing.
most of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Can I do the same at the same time?
How many of them are there that I can see?
Let me count.
Because let's be honest, 2 fireballs going off at the same time is going to look amazing.
There's maybe about 8 of them.
I'm sorry, say how many
8.
again?
Your estimate is 8.
All right.
Cool. Thankfully, I don't have to distribute the d6s between them.
All right. We'll let the magic users be terrifying for a moment.
Okay. But before we do
So-
that, we've been playing for close to an hour. What do you say we take a short break before I hit the button for starting combat?
Oh, fine.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to press a button. And Millie, if you want to hop in and say hello, you are perfectly allowed to. My only regret was that I pressed the button after you said that.
Murder!
Fireball!
Fireball!
Okay, but FYI, Neri goes first.
Oh.
Neri and Zax.
Hmm?
Neri and Zax are going first.
How far?
I'm going to say
Do not throw
that
the hammer. Do not throw the hammer.
Okay, fine.
Chroma is
the
about
hammer do?
Chroma's about 30 feet away because I would argue that even with the wisdom of no, Chroma knows maximum distance where if I need to move, I can.
Do
And
not
has
go
adjusted
near the
appropriately.
stompy feet.
Right.
I'm going to say everyone else is about 60 feet away. So yeah, you could throw the
So
hammer.
you can throw the hammer.
Yeah?
Um,
How does that work though? Like Chroma, if I throw the hammer like high up to hit the giants and succeed, is that going to affect where?
Oh,
I don't think she is.
what's the hammer's range of effect for the stun?
Boy. Let's figure that out.
while this is happening, I'm going to let
Do it.
Jen do some math.
Yeah, do it.
I am going to make a single attack at what seems like the central giant. And I have a very easy way to do that. Will a 15 hit?
A 15 will hit one of them.
Neat. Then I am going to make my second attack.
Now, what about your damage?
Oh, that's the thing.
Well, I am making 2 attacks per action.
Okay. It also said dagger to hit. Do you have the same plus for both?
I am rolling at a -5 because of my feet,
Oh.
and that +9 is the easiest way to do it.
Makes sense. Carry on.
Oh, I apologize. Before I do both of those, I wanted to cast Hunter's Mark on the one I'm aiming at. Is that okay if I do that?
I will allow you to cast Hunter's Mark after the first hit, but you already rolled the first hit.
Okay, so after the first hit, but before the second.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, hang on a second. I got to do some math. Oh, that's terrible. That's 5 plus 24 is 29 to the first giant, and because of bursting arrow, that's 9 to everybody within 10 feet of him.
I've got a lot of scrolling to do in this encounter tracker
Oh no. Okay.
because it didn't put them all next to each other in the initiative order.
Oh, it should have. Well, maybe they got different initiatives. Yeah, that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you have their attention.
I'm sorry?
You have their attention.
Did I kill the one that I shot with the arrows?
No.
So that's a 20 and a 27 to hit the same one.
Those are both over that one's armor class.
So that's 16 plus 16 is 32.
You are continuing to hold this particular giant's attention.
Oh, but it's still up.
Very much so.
Okay.
Is it bloodied?
No.
All right, we might have a problem. Zach,
Okay.
let's go.
As in run, or as in I can throw this thing now?
Throw it.
All right, so I'm gonna throw it. So the Hammer of Thunderbolts is you can expend 1 charge and make a ranged weapon attack with the hammer, hurling it as if it had the thrown property with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60.
You're
If
at max range.
I'm at max range, okay.
So you're rolling a disadvantage, but you've got to beat a 15.
I've got to be.
Oh, wait.
Is that right?
Wait, before anything happens, I apologize. I was rolling at -5. That means there's plus 40 damage to the giant that I actually hit with the arrows.
Okay. Okay, so he is bloodied.
All right.
Okay. Just making sure.
Rangers with sharpshooter, man. So good.
Okay.
All right. So here's the problem. You have +7 to strength-based attacks, but as a thrown weapon, it's only going to be +3. So roll your number, but we're going to subtract 4 from it because this is a dexterity roll instead of a strength roll. Click the +12 next to Hammer of Thunderbolts.
Okay, doing that.
Actually, hold on. Wait.
Well, I did that.
Right-click on the
I did not
12 and pick disadvantage.
Okay, well, the first one was a 28,
Okay, well then
and
click it
disadvantage
again.
is giving me
Well-
2 of them here.
17 will still hit.
Yeah? Is it
Um,
17?
Well, 17 minus 4, so that's
No, it's
13.
21 minus 4.
It's a, yeah.
You said a 17 would still hit, though.
Yeah, because that's 21 minus 4. The roll was 21.
Oh, you did the math already. I was in a different tab, so I couldn't see it. I was looking at Zax's tab, and it wasn't showing me the rolls for Zax because it puts
Oh.
my rolls in a different one. But
Okay.
never mind about that. Okay.
Sorry.
The dice
Yes,
I'm
you
using,
hit.
I don't know.
What's the save I have to make?
They have to...
DC 17 Constitution, or be
Yeah.
stunned until the end of your next turn.
Yeah. And then there's a thunderclap that's the auto... the sound goes out 3.
DC 17, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Constitution, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
And these guys are giants, so they probably have
Save,
pretty
you
good
said?
con saves.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm pretty sure you stunned 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The other 6 are upset with you, but you still are doing your damage because you threw a hammer of thunderbolts. So roll your damage, and I'll put that in for the one you hit.
Okay. I thought I hit 2.
Well,
No?
you stunned
I hit 1.
2 from the
stunned
2.
radiating
You
effect,
hit 1.
but
I
you
stunned 2, I
smacked
hit
one
1.
of them right in the knee and ended his adventuring days.
Nice. Okay, so, it's...
Okay,
Damage
14
is
points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, and now it is Kindrex's turn.
Light them up.
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
I pull a 5th level fireball out of the Staff of Power and launch it at the most center of the giants.
You cast Firebolt. No, you don't.
No, fireball.
Not the same. Not the
No,
same.
What's my DC
Thing.
save?
Save is DC 16 Dex. The 2 stunned ones have disadvantage. Or wait, do they not just fail automatically if they're stunned?
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
see.
think you can make dex saves when you're
They're
stunned.
stunned, yeah.
Okay, well, that first one made it. You said 17, right?
16.
16. Okay. Yeah, make it. Next one.
Yes, stunned creatures automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
That's a fail. Oh, roll your damage for me so I can be entering this in as I make the rolls.
36 damage.
So 18 on a success.
Yes.
36 on a why did I get up this morning?
Yes.
That's a fail.
And you get a fail. And you get a fail.
That's a fail.
And this one's wet, and this one's wet.
And I don't think it would be a kobold game without that, and that's a success.
So only 18.
Yep. And I'm not rolling for those last 2 because those were both fails. Because they were stunned. All right. Next up is the first of the cloud giants that is not stunned. He yells a word.
Uh-oh.
What was the word?
Something
The command word I
in
asked.
giant.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming, but I'm just curious.
I'm not going to translate it right now. I don't remember off the top of my head. I looked it up.
Something in giant.
It's somewhere in my notes. I will tell you would recognize it later on if you hear it again.
Okay.
You would also recognize the panic squeaks you hear behind you.
Did they not go in?
You ran right off. You didn't really give them time to find everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't give them any time.
The stalling tactic devolved into let's cast Fireball.
I thought they were listing names for a while.
They were. And then someone decided to shoot an arrow. Someone else decided to throw a hammer.
I
But-
guess I misjudged how long you meant by a while then.
Yeah, well, there's only 8 cloud giants, so they were saying names, but they weren't saying that many names.
Oh.
Yes. But with that said, it helps if I click on the right character because these have different abilities. They pull out a sword that proportionately for them, you could argue it's a short sword. For them, for a kobold, it's more of a, are you Cloud? And they go to attack this tricky gnome that has clearly been sent as a diversion. Okay, that is going to be a 22.
I cast shield.
All right. They try it again. That is less than 22. Next cloud giant on the list is going to run towards where the arrows and fireball came from. They are going to move 30 feet.
And not be in range of us.
Actually, no. What they do is they cast a spell.
Uh-oh.
What's
Well, as they cast it, they jump into the air and fly 60 feet towards you.
can I counterspell?
You can attempt it.
I'll do it at 4th.
Okay, so they go to cast a spell and then try to make like Superman, but actually make
wow.
like a 5-year-old child attempting to be Superman.
Crash lands to the ground.
No, they do a little hop and then land and look very puzzled. They wonder if it's because they weren't wearing a cape. They don't know why they were told no capes, but they were told no capes.
No capes.
All right. The next cloud giant says something insulting to the second cloud giant and decides to just throw a rock.
Uh-oh.
And this is... you wouldn't think giant boulder would be a single target attack, but the mechanics don't say can hit multiple people.
Okay.
So I'm going to treat it like a single target attack. And who are they going after? I'm going to roll a die to determine that, because I can.
Also, do they actually see us? Do they actually know where we are, or is it just a rough guess?
That's a good
It's a
question.
very good question. You might want to ask
The
them.
terrain is pretty flat.
Well, it wasn't, but it is now. Okay, this one's going to go for Zenosha. Let's see if it hits. Okay, the lower of those two is going to be a 19.
That is just barely a miss.
Okay, so it roughly grazes the top of your head, but not enough to do a full hit point of damage, as it leaves an additional crater behind you, and bounces and rolls away. It is JR's turn. JR turns and runs towards the squeaks.
Plan.
Good plan, JR.
It is Chroma's turn.
One moment.
Am I going to have to roll saves for another 3 minutes?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you
Fair.
are.
Chroma
Fair.
takes what looks sort of like a very small globe with a pin in it, pulls the pin out with her teeth, slots the bulb into her gun, and shoots it up at the giant head area.
Your turret chooses to count for you. 1, 2, 5. What's the spell save DC?
16 dexterity. I'm pretty sure you can add those numbers. I'm pretty sure those are all numbers.
I don't think they're numbers.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah, but
4,
it doesn't-
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it doesn't understand the 1d8.
Yeah.
Well, my first roll was a natural 2, and they don't have that much of a dexterity modifier.
Also, wow, there are a lot of ones in there, and I do not like
3,
it.
7, 13, 15, 20, 21, 22, 29, 28.
Okay, so the first one's taking the full 28, because the natural 2 is not going to help them. And did you say 16 for the DC save?
Yep.
I thought so. Well, that is exactly a 16.
And attacks go to the attacker, right?
Cut.
Nice.
That was a save, so
Yeah,
That's a save, so no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Darn.
so
it's
close.
generally
I see
more
what
like
you did
ties
there.
go to whoever rolled.
You sneaky.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Let's see what you did there.
I appreciate this because that was I would say a slightly better tactic than asking if you can use a racial ability to say no at something.
what?
This has come up.
And then as a bonus action, the Eldritch Cannon fires at whichever one looks most injured.
Okay, well let me finish rolling for all these.
Oh!
I'm still rolling.
Crash, you threw 8 at us. Just FYI, I'm planning an area of effect spell too. Because
I'm
when
not
we're
upset
dealing
by
with
this.
8, that's the best tactic.
It is.
Yeah,
It is the
FYI,
best
this is
tactic.
your own
You're not
fault.
wrong. But also, I had to throw 8 cloud giants at you because you're facing cloud giants.
Mm-hmm.
And if I threw 1 at you, you'd be like, I kill it.
Wait, what?
Who
We're
would?
high enough level that we could kill a single cloud giant without much of a fight.
No. I'm talking about the dice roller.
I saw there was
Yeah,
a number.
Daldane rolled a 23.
It
Okay.
popped up saying unknown player has rolled a 23 initiative. I was like, what is
Right.
Aaron doing?
A challenger
know,
has
that was me.
entered the field. Also, go ahead and roll your attack against the most wounded, because at this point it's fairly obvious their hair is currently on fire and they have several arrows sticking out of them.
I rolled initiative just in case Daldane needed to show up.
Okay,
Is Daldane spying on us?
How would you know?
I feel like Daldane's always
Always.
spying on us.
Ari might be.
Oh, right.
Ari's definitely spying on us.
I would like to use one of my luck points
Okay.
to not have that thing that's a 2 on the die.
To make that 2 go away.
I banish thee from my sight and replace thee with an 18 plus 8.
That
or a
really
26.
works.
Yes. There's a coincidence here. Well, I'll tell you later. You gotta... Yeah, sidekick is gone.
11 force damage.
They don't like that.
Come on, you
gotta
big
roll
nasties!
We really got to get you rolling on your character sheet.
But it doesn't like me.
Oh.
I mean, there were a lot of ones when you had D1
I was gonna say that-
reroll.
A lot.
That fireball was a lot of ones. And twos.
Yeah. All right. So Zenosha.
All right. They're all clumped up, mostly still. So I'm going to expend my highest level spell slot to cast Ice Storm,
What's my
which
DC
has a
save?
radius of 20 feet, which I think I should be able to get all of them in a 40-foot diameter without hurting any of us.
I would argue that there is a way you can place it
I'm-
so that you will not immediately destroy Chroma, but you might have to err on the side of not hitting all of them to make sure that you don't create a Chroma pop.
It's okay,
there's
you
the
can
one
put me
that-
in the ice storm.
There's the one who ran 30 feet
Oh,
forward.
And then Fleet
no,
planted.
I retconned that. While it was still their turn, I said
Oh.
they were casting Fly.
Oh.
But
Oh, right.
But I counterspell.
Right.
So
You
they just
can,
face
you can get me in the ice storm, it's okay.
All right. So, yeah, in that case, I'm going to do my best not to include Chroma, but I do believe they're the only one that is close enough that that's even a concern. And I can heal you if I hit you, but I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm going to say, Chroma, you're going to make your save at advantage then.
Okay, but it's okay.
And if you succeed, you don't take damage.
Okay,
If you
so
fail, you
Crash-
take half damage.
So the save is a dexterity 16, and this does 2 types of damage, so I'm going to have to roll damage twice here and add them together.
They don't have any immunities, so that makes things a lot easier. Also, that was a 12.
Okay, so that's a 16 for the bludgeoning. Let me look up how much I do it for ice. 46. So 29 if they fail their saves.
29 what?
16 ice damage, or 16 bludgeoning damage, 13 ice.
I'd like to apologize to the group
Why?
for doing more damage with the damage that I forgot to add during my turn
The passive damage, you mean?
than anyone has done. in a single attack.
Now hold on. That's not
Most of us have been
entirely
using-
true because they're using AoEs.
Yeah. You've been using AoEs. That's true.
So I did
know
up to potentially 38 per target.
It's okay,
That's
I'm
true.
not gonna do absorb elements, I'm okay.
I just thought it was funny.
You're a ranger, you're a single target monster.
Yeah. The 40 damage that I forgot that I had done because of the sharpshooter feat.
Okay, so 2 more of them are bloodied, and the one that was the target of Neri's wrath at the beginning, how do you want to do this?
I believe Ice Storm basically just rains icicles down from the sky, which is why it's both bludgeoning and ice.
Ice
So-
impalement.
That's exactly where I was going. One icicle sticks him right in the head.
Okay, he doesn't fall down because the icicle is currently holding him up a little bit.
Close.
And one quick question: what size category is he?
Huge. He is a huge giant.
First time I remember I have that ability. The thing's too big for it to count.
Oh,
It's okay. Better luck next time.
that's one down.
Yep, 1 down.
Yeah.
We're not even
And-
all the way through
2
one
stunned.
turn yet.
Yeah, 2
All
stunned.
right.
1 down,
Oh,
2
yeah.
bloodied.
The fact of the matter is, we have enough bloodied that I don't think we're going to hit 3 turns at this point.
No, I don't think we're going to hit 3 turns either. But at the same time, I would like everyone except for
yet to
Chroma to
attack.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Or
A
no, what?
dexterity saving throw?
A dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
DC 15.
Does a
I have
23?
failed.
make it?
I'm not going to be able to keep track of all your numbers. I am using like honor system here.
That was a 13, and I'm going to use Flash of Genius because you can use that with a saving throw.
What are we rolling
Actually,
for?
wait, no, I'm not doing that. I'm
Dexterity.
You're
not
rolling a
doing
dexterity
that
saving
because
throw DC 15.
Yeah,
because
I
that
failed.
would mean that I can't use Absorb Elements, and I would rather use Absorb Elements than Flash of Genius.
The wizard made a dex save. That's a 21. I just wasted a good roll.
I mean, they're casting fireball at you.
Oh, I'm okay with this then. I zoned out for a second there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't say they were casting fireball. I just said roll a dex save. Now I'm adding that they are casting fireball.
Okay, I
Do
have
I
some
have
fire
evasion?
resistance.
Wait, does that mean that it might damage the one that's in front of Chroma?
This hasn't been a new round yet, has it?
Nope, we're still in the
not
first
yet.
round.
No.
Okay.
We haven't even gotten to the kobolds that squeaked yet.
Right.
Oh, jeez. I
Oh
was going to
yeah,
scare myself, but it's not another round
Fireball's
yet.
a 20-foot radius. If I'm in it, then I think at least one of them should be too.
Yeah, Chroma's not making the save. Chroma doesn't need to.
Oh, okay.
Also, if it's a 20-foot radius and we're 60 feet away and Chroma's... okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, if you failed your
Chroma's not-
save, it's
Huh?
30 points of damage. If you made your save, it's 15.
Okay. The armor I'm
Except for
wearing has
Zax,
bit of
who is a
fire
bit different
resistance.
because you have resistance. Did you make your
Yeah.
save?
No. Not
Okay,
at all.
well then you're taking 15.
15? Okay, I can do that.
Yes.
That's fine.
I'll just shout, "Mine was better!"
Because Zax's armor gives fire resistance already.
Yeah. It used to be Gox's.
Made from red dragon scales. It makes a few people nervous when they see it. Not naming names. Mostly people who don't want to think about having to deal with red dragons. But moving forward, that was their turn. Next up, another cloud giant is going to cast another spell because they can.
I apologize. What was the total damage for that fireball?
30.
Okay, thank you.
And with this cloud giant that just cast a spell, one of the cloud giants who is bloodied is no longer bloodied.
Ugh.
They have a healer.
All right, going
Yep.
for that one next.
Okay,
Yep.
so now we're up for the kobolds.
Kill the one in the dress.
Okay, the kobold in the dress takes 5 points of damage and dies.
No!
Next kobold takes 4 points of damage and is currently still alive. Next kobold takes 6 points of damage and dies.
Dies or is...
Is at 0 hit points.
Yeah.
Next kobold, 1 point of damage. Mildly discomforted. Next kobold, why did I do this to myself?
Oh no.
5 points of damage, 0 hit points.
You seem to be making all these mistakes this game.
Well, I gave you 7 kobolds, and then you decided, let's not get them to safety.
Let's just murder them.
I think we thought
In
we
my
were getting them to
defense-
safety.
I misunderstood both how far away we were and
Yeah, I did
what
the same thing.
and
Same.
I thought we were
and
further away.
how long they spent being diverted, and kind of thought that me being a diversion meant that the rest of the party was not immediately going to come out and attack.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a bit of a surprise round, but that's my bad.
So my chuckle just now was because I looked over at what Millie's saying in Twitch chat. Better than 30 Kenku.
Like, Chroma's intention here was to go in, annoy them, cast fly, and start leading them away.
So
If you had told us that,
We didn't know that.
to table talk this just briefly before I make the next attack for the last cloud giant in this initiative. Well, the last one that's currently alive. Because the one you killed didn't get a chance to go ever. R.I.P. You are all very powerful. So just throwing powerful creatures at you, that's a thing I can do. But the challenge for this encounter wasn't, can you kill the cloud giants? Of course you can. It was, can you resolve this situation and protect the hostages at the same time? And looking at this right now, we have currently 3 kobolds who have a positive number of hit points outside of the party. And the last one is going to throw a rock where the big fireballs came from. Well, Okay, so
There
there
were
was a
two
big fireball
places
from over
with
there,
fire-
and also the ice. They're gonna throw a rock.
How far away am I from this person?
Well, it doesn't matter because that was a 5 on the die.
Okay, it doesn't matter at all.
They
Doesn't
do
matter
throw a
then.
rock. A rock has been thrown. They are rolling at disadvantage because they can't see you from here. So I'm either going to roll a 5 or less than a 5.
Oh.
I'm not rolling again.
All right.
We're at the top of the initiative order, and it's almost 9 o'clock. Neri, what would you like to do?
How many cloud giants are left? 7?
7. And I created intricate backstories for each of them.
I didn't hear.
There are 7 with 1 bloodied and 1 who cast a healing spell last round.
Okay, I'm going to put arrows into the one who cast a healing spell last round.
They always aim for the one in the back that wiggles their fingers.
Yeah.
Millie, to answer your question, yes, there are 7 cloud giants. 8 if you don't mind climbing one that is kind of not moving anymore.
Go, Hunter's Mark. Go.
Shadow of the Colossus.
24 and a 22.
Glancing blows.
And Chris, I don't think Ellie's character can cast Hunter's Mark because the helm takes all your spell slots.
No, it comes out of the bow.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. You can transfer it when a thing dies.
Yeah.
And I transfer the hunter's mark to the one that I'm shooting at.
So anything above a 13 is a hit. Roll all your damage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 15 on the dice. Plus 16 plus 20. So 15 plus 16 is 31. 51.
Healer, heal thyself. They are bloodied.
Wait, what kind of bow
What?
does Ellie have?
The short bow of the watch plus 3 that you gave me.
And also 11th level character with levels in ranger and fighter.
Is Vex your patron?
Goldane, actually.
I didn't know that.
Lots and lots of damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, and we also been forgetting about the Metroid again.
I haven't been forgetting about the Metroid. That's why I asked again what the damage was. Because the Metroid made it save. So it's down to 5 hit points.
Okay. So, Zax,
Okay. I will
you don't have a
range.
hammer right now.
I don't have a hammer, but I do have a battle axe +2. So I'm gonna go in. Which one?
So here's the thing. They are 60 feet away. So you can double move and be there, or you can go 30 feet and look very angry.
How
Well, actually, you can look very
about-
angry the entire time.
How about I go 30 feet and do intimidating presence? See if it works.
I mean, you can attempt it.
Why not?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
I can certainly try. Okay, so I can frighten a creature that I can see within 30 feet. If it can see and hear me, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw of DC 11 or be frightened at the end of my next turn. And if that works, you can use your action to extend the duration of each turn until it moves out of line of sight or more than 60. If I go
Okay,
30
so you said wisdom saving throw. What was the target number again?
11.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
going to
there's
roll
spellcasters.
a lot.
Go ahead. I'm gonna try.
That's a fail. You are intimidating. A kobold is intimidating cloud giants.
Yep.
That one's a success.
Not that.
That's a fail.
All right, so you are intimidating cloud giants, plural.
Mhm.
That's a nat 1.
There's a nat 1.
There's a nat 1 in there.
Okay.
The
that's-
one who casts fireball is now
Terrified.
very afraid. That's a fail.
You're doing that T-Rex bellow thing
Yeah.
in Jurassic Park.
The one who's
Exactly.
dead automatically fails, but doesn't run. Okay, so all but one of them failed their save.
All right. They're all
There-
afraid
there's
of me now.
there's one of them that's just like, come on, guys, we can do this.
Yeah, they're all frightened, and it doesn't say in this intimidating presence exactly what frightened does, but I think it means.
If they can see you, they are rolling attacks at disadvantage. They
And
cannot
they
move
cannot
towards you.
Okay, so that means they can't move towards any of you.
Yes,
either.
they could
They
move
have to
away
go
from you as
past
much as they
me.
want, but they don't have
Yeah.
to if they don't want to.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna stand there and growl at them. Pull up the battle axe.
Well, you
And,
move 30 feet closer, so now they can see you and they're like,
Yeah.
look out! It's a tiny kobold with an axe,
Yep.
and I
What
think they
about-
threw a hammer at me. It hurt. He's got a sword. Wait, no, he doesn't. I don't think it's a he. What is it? I don't know. But respect their pronouns. Kendricks.
Okay. Let's see what I want to do. I mean, I could just, I'm just gonna pull another 5th level fireball out of the staff.
Awesome.
I mean, why not? They're all grouped up very nicely.
Exactly, might as well.
They're not going to run, apparently, so...
So, DC 16
They
dex.
haven't had a chance to run yet. They can only do that on their turn.
And that's
that's right, they're
42
stuck.
damage!
Well, that's the answer to
That's a
everything.
lot of 5s!
That's a lot of damage.
Damage?
42.
42.
Am I in range of that?
Oh, nice.
No, not even close.
Not even close. All right.
And that's a fail. They would very much like to not be grouped up, but they can't move on their until it's their turn.
Right.
One of them tried to get out of the way, and someone counterspelled them.
Well, you know what you're gonna do.
This is why they don't have nice things.
Oh, and I have it's my turn again, so I get my reaction back, so I can counterspell more.
Okay, well, one of them made their save. Oddly enough,
Well,
the
how
one
many?
who is not
How many?
afraid. I'm still rolling, but one of them so far
Oh.
has made their save. They've got the same stats, but one of them is really good at making their saves, and the rest of them are like, what if I roll low? That's a 7.
D&D Beyond just really wanted that fireball to be really good there.
And it wanted it to be at maximum effectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fail.
And the ice has turned this place into a large sauna.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that is a problem. The one that was currently kind of half standing still because it was impaled, the ice stone has melted. So they're now on the ground.
Don't. That was such a long bug.
It was such a
What,
great
the ice
bug,
stone has
though.
melted?
It was such a great bug. But it
The
was
ice
so
stone has
long.
melted. The ice stone has melted. In case you're wondering, the ice stone has melted. Moving forward.
We know it's winter. Go away.
Oh, every 5 seconds.
Wait, has the ice stone melted?
The worst
should
part of
check.
that bug is it didn't even happen during the event. It happened at Christmas time. It was like, go away.
Right.
Oh, it was so fun. Okay, so it is time for the first. Oh, well, the cloud giant that rolled the highest initiative.
Wait,
does
did I
that-
murder any of them?
No, actually, but most of them are bloodied now.
I think the one with the highest initiative was the one that was trying to hit me with a sword.
Yes, as a matter of fact, and they do that thing from the Princess Bride where they assume a fighting pose and hold their sword out like they're ready to spar, and then
I wanted
disengage.
movement.
You use
I
your
wanted
movement.
I wanted to do some movement. Yeah.
Okay,
How
you can do
far
some
away
movement.
am I from the melee one that's going for that's in Chroma's in Chroma's face?
As the cloud giant who tried to cast flies, 60 feet.
Okay, I want to try and get within 30 feet of the one that's near Chroma.
Okay, that is the one whose turn is right after yours.
Okay, so I'd like to do that.
Okay, you do that. And on their turn, they disengage.
Okay.
Apparently as a bonus action, because they then run for 80 feet after that.
Wow.
Okay, that's a lot.
Well,
that's
cloud
something
giants
to
have a
make sure.
movement of 40.
We gotta
Wow.
end these guys before that one sends more back.
Very long legs. The next one is the only one who is not currently frightened.
That one was?
Well, the one who ran was frightened. This one whose turn it is right now is not frightened. They
all
pick
right.
up a rock and try to smish Chroma.
All right.
That's a no. They have a very high bonus to rock smishing, but Chroma has an AC of yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. Next up is another one in the group. They also book it. So that's 2 giants who are running away, one of them who tried to do a smish. Next up is JR's turn. You can't see JR from here.
I am hoping JR is laying on hand or casting Healing Word. Can Paladins cast Healing Word? I really hope Paladins.
Depends on the level. They're only a quarter caster, so
Only healing spell that JR has is Cure Wounds.
Well, I hope JR is healing people.
JR hopes they're healing people too. Chroma.
Turret?
I live to serve.
Sex rolls their eyes at that thing.
So the turret is going to fire at probably one of the ones that's running.
Okay. Shoot him in the back while they're running away. I'm all for this.
That turret is way too chipper.
That's what I think.
You should
My
hear the
personality
healing
chip got
turret.
mixed up with the healing turret.
That one I can kindly
Yeah.
get
So
along
that's
with that one.
a 25 to hit.
That will hit
Um,
and then some.
And I believe that does 3d8 force damage. And then Chroma pops the turret's personality chip out and throws the turret at a giant, whereupon it explodes.
Whoa.
So, that's going to be a 20-foot radius. I don't know how many.
Well, there are 2 that are no longer in that radius, so that
Okay.
limits how many I have to roll for. Thank goodness.
They need to make dexterity saving throws. And I will roll the damage that they will take. If they fail, they will take half if they succeed.
Okay, well, that first one's going to be a fail.
And Chroma's movement is Chroma is booking it towards the squeaks.
Okay.
Because Chroma wants to summon her healing turret when she gets there.
Am I in range at any?
Not yet. You're 30 feet away from the ones who aren't running yet.
Okay.
Okay, so as you pop the personality chip out and throw it, there's one last command that's going off inside this husk before it explodes. And you just hear this Doppler effect of a voice going, "I'm going out with a bang!" And little bits of shrapnel and former friend go everywhere. But that's okay. You can rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the technology.
Yeah.
You can make it better, stronger, faster.
More
The
chipper.
king of Spain.
I mean,
Wait,
technically,
what?
I suspect whatever personality thing they have goes when they explode, wherever they go when they're not summoned. But I popped it out for the aesthetic.
I am here for the aesthetic. That is my favorite word. Millie's in chat. More like a cat. Also, able to climb. Okay, Zenosha.
All right. I still think Ice Storm's my best bet right now, so can I get them? Let me double check that radius.
There are 2 that are out of range of your ice storm. You could focus on those 2 specifically, but they're running in different directions, so you wouldn't be able to get both of them. There is still a group, however.
All right. Would it be possible to get the group in one of the others?
No.
Okay.
Not when they have 40 feet of movement normally.
All right. That's fair. And yeah, this is only a 40-foot diameter, 20-foot radius. So,
Yeah, and they were double moving.
yeah, that's the problem with Intimidate. All right. So, another DC 16 save.
Don't
And
knock
once again-
Intimidate. That's going to end this fight faster.
All right.
And roll your damage, and I'm going to roll some saves.
Yeah, so got 11 bludgeoning, and let me see how much ice I do. Ugh, a lot of ones on that one. 22 damage total if
At
they
least that's
succeed.
easy for
If
me
they
to math it if they make their save.
Say it again, please.
What was that, Cindy? What did you say?
22 if they fail. I originally said 22 if they succeed, and caught myself and tried to correct.
Okay. So you've killed the healer. Actually, wait, let's check. I just assumed you killed the healer because I was rolling so low. So I said that before I rolled for their save, but they rolled a 6 for their save. So yes, you have killed their healer.
You super killed their healer.
They never had a chance to flee in terror. Rip. Okay. Okay. So I'm holding my control key because it's my push to talk key. I pressed a number and it took me to that tab
Oh
in
no.
Firefox. And for a moment I panicked and thought that I'd refresh my page or something. No.
Oh
I
no.
had not. Okay. Another kobold down. That kobold is down to 1 hit point. That kobold is
thing
down to
I
1 hit point.
Handword from the.
Okay.
The callers
I'm
that are
act-
choking
I'm
them to
actually
death.
actually going to head over there next turn. And
They're
try
taking
and dispel
1d6
some of
points of damage per round.
that.
And
I'm
a standard kobold has 5 hit points.
How many
I should have
giants
just tried to
left?
dispel it when he was there. I should have just tried to dispel it.
These things happen.
Okay. I have...
How many dispels do I have left?
It's not your fault they're dying, but you have the opportunity to save them.
Well, depending on, I have potentially seven dispel magics that I could dump. 8, but that means we're definitely can't use anything to get home.
Okay, so
Chroma, you booked it, right?
we're
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic. You do not get caught in the wall of fire. The one who cast Fireball brings up a wall of fire, and now you can't see through through it to the other side. It doesn't take an insight check to assume that this wall of fire is being used to cover the escape of the remaining cloud giants who you have not already killed.
How far is the wall of fire from us?
It's about 50 feet from you.
It's 20 feet from.
Okay, I'm going to say rather than dealing with the wall of fire, let's see if we can help those kobolds and we can deal with the ice giant or the cloud giants later.
Yeah.
I agree.
Everybody but me and Zax, go help the kobolds. What's the light level like right now?
It's getting kind of dark, which is just fine for kobolds.
Would you call it dim light?
I can make dim light if needs be.
It's just light enough that a human would probably be able to notice there is a giant crater here.
Okay.
You have
Game
starlight.
mechanics terms, would you call it dim light?
I'll give it to you.
Then I'm going to turn into a bat and fly over the wall of fire.
How thick is the wall of fire?
It's a standard wall of fire, so, just like you find at a Costco. Yes, they have the various aisles where you can pick up like cooking oil and paper, and this row is wall of fire.
Yep.
It doesn't help.
Was it supposed to be a wall of fire? We don't know, but that's what's there now.
All right, because I'm gonna go through the wall of fire because I need to get my hammer back, and I have some fires.
The wall of
And
fire is
barbarian.
60 feet long, 20 feet high, and a foot thick.
A foot thick?
You can crash right through that, I'm
yeah,
pretty
I can
sure.
go right
You can
through
take-
that. Yeah, I'm going.
And
through it.
you'll take half damage, and
Yep.
I'll go over it.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
so
ready,
give me
set,
a
go.
dex save.
Okay, deck save. That's gonna be bad. I got a 9.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that's fine. How much damage is it?
That's a wonderful question. I'm going to roll a lot of d8s. You only take 5 points of damage. There's 3 1s and a 2 in there.
Oh my gosh, 5 points of damage. Okay.
Well,
And
resistance,
I am
don't you
using-
have it?
Yeah, that's
And-
Yeah, that's why I said 5.
Is it?
Because I rolled a
Wait.
10.
Okay, so we're good.
Yes. And Millie, no, it's not magical Costco. It's fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true.
I've got a 17 and a 19 to hit one of the cloud giants.
One of the fleeing cloud giants. You would
Sorry?
shoot
I
them.
didn't hear all
One
that.
of the fleeing cloud giants. You would shoot them as they run away from you in terror.
Yes.
Yes.
Do it.
Well, I have a very particular intention.
Okay. Yes, you hit it a lot.
I use an arcane shot to cast Grasping Arrow.
Okay.
And I'm using the ones that we haven't hit a whole lot yet.
Okay, thank you for making that distinction.
And improbably that is 17 plus 8 points of damage, so 25. And
Thanks.
it is grasped by thorns.
Do they get to roll to avoid being grappled by thorns?
They really do not.
Okay. Because of your distinction for who you were attacking, they managed to survive this. They tried to use their dexterity to say no to the grasping arrow. It does not work.
Sorry. And so we're going to ask some questions, but I'm pretty sure we're going to ask them next week.
Yes, very much so. And we will
Oh, well-
resolve what has happened to the kobolds next week because it is... Sorry? You go.
Because I was going to do something very specific on my next turn.
Okay, what was it going to be?
Move as close to the squeaking as possible. Summon the healer turret at my maximum range closer, and if it can't get into range, it can move as part of the bonus action that lets it do its healing thing. And it's an
So,
AoE heal.
As
So
a point, I was going to grab you a dimension door.
When I got there, I was planning on casting Healing Spirit and Healing Word on, or Cure Wounds on any that were unconscious, and then tell them, when you start to pass out, run through the spirit, it'll heal you.
Okay.
I-
And we
Yeah,
will
I figured
resolve...
My tactic was on one side of the wall of fire was going to be me and Zax, who were going to question the cloud giant. And on the other side, we're going to be everybody else who was going to take care of the kobolds.
And we
I
can
was going
definitely...
to give them my turret and then pursue.
Oh, no. We've got a cloud giant. We can find out everything that we need to.
Yeah. Now by
I
question,
wasn't planning to pursue to take prisoners.
Oh, sorry, I was.
Well, there's more than one. In any
Right.
case,
Yeah.
we've been playing for over 2 hours, and I have an early morning meeting tomorrow.
Okay, can we assume
Yeah,
we picked
exactly.
up the hammer?
After you run through the fire, yes, you can find your hammer. We're going to resolve that next week.
That's
Thank
fine.
you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Tonight, I was joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Ellie, Io, Jen, Cindy. We had Archbeth and Millie hanging out in chat. Is there anything that anyone wants to plug?
USB-C.
I'm a fan.
Ianthe's mom writes books at elizabeth-mccoy.com. Chris has a podcast at azerothctc.com. Jen has a podcast at bookofjen.com.
A couple of them,
.net.
and one at shatteredsoulstone.com.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot about that.
That's okay.
There's a website at cogwheelgaming.com.
Nope, not quite.
All
AaronBSmith.com/cogwheel because I have enough domains as it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta
close.
buy you that domain at some point.
I think someone already has it, to be honest. It's okay. It's
Oh.
okay. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/ in this case, it's Cogwheel Gaming. You can help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Cindy, Ellie, Eric, Janatalock, Mickey, Shanshen, and Walter. And some of the people in that list of names don't actually play in the game, so we have an audience. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for helping us out, because the
And-
servers cost money.
Yes. And if you're looking for a programmer, you can find a very tiny bit of me at noel.codes.
This is true. And Ellie makes some really cool programs, like one that generates kobold characters for a different RPG.
It's true.
Okay, so we'll see you next week. And until next time, this is Crash saying they intimidated a cloud giant. Six cloud giants. They intimidated 6 cloud giants. I should have asked for their autograph. Good night, everybody.
Actually, I think there were only 5 by the time we intimidated them.
I can't math this late at night. Give me
That's
this.
fine. It's fine.
Good night.
Let him have this.
Yeah.